Look, don't be mad at me. I'm Bob the Cigar Guy. And don't be mad at me because I started before the video because I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited, right? We're doing the Aganorsa La Validation series. We got the Habano, the Corojo, the Connecticut, and the Maduro. And I probably would have done this first if I would have known. If I was a I don't consider myself to be a great reviewer. You'll never hear me say I'm a great cigar reviewer. You won't. You'd have to catch me on a really good day where I'm in my field drinking my Kool-Aid to say I'm even a good cigar reviewer. Because if I was a great cigar reviewer, a good cigar reviewer, I probably would have done my homework first, a couple of weeks out, so I would have known what I was getting into. But no, what I do, I come and sit down here in the shed after work, and I just say, well, let's review this cigar, and then I do the research. And in doing the research on this Maduro, I knew it was a Maduro, but I did not know it was a Mexican San Andreas Maduro. I love Mexican San Andreas. And Aganorsa. Nah. What? I still got Terrence Riley here. If you ain't watched the other three, you're missing out, right? It's like, yeah, banana split, you got to have the pineapples, you got to have the strawberries, you got to have the cherry on top, you got to have the whipped cream, you got to have the bananas, you got to have the ice cream, right? For all that stuff in the bananas. Did I say bananas? Bananas. Banana. So, if not, it's just not all of it. So you need to watch the whole 4 series. Terrence will talk to you, right? Virtually. Because I got Terrence on here. I went to the website, and Terrence does this awesome. Terrence Riley. Do you know Terrence Riley? I know Terrence Riley. Terrence Riley is awesome. But Terrence talks about the different blends. It's real simple. It's 45 seconds long or something like that. But I just wanted to start smoking. And this is the beefiest one of them all. This is the biggest one they sent. So I'm happy about that too. No, they've all been good. They've all been different, but they've all been delicious. But let's let Terrence Riley talk because I want to get to smoking. And when he's talking, I can be puffing. I'll be right back. And no, I've only had a pot and a half of coffee today. But I'm excited. San Andreas. The ought to have put San Andreas on there. Gosh. Hang on. I'm going to move the microphone so you can hear it. Hold, here we go. All right. Hang on. Here we go.
Hi, Terrence Riley here with Aganorsa Leaf. Proud to introduce our Aganorsa Leaf Maduro. This is a rich, chocolatey blend, incredibly complex. It's our expression of a San Andreas Maduro wrapper. We use our Aganorsa Leaf fillers and binders to round out this blend to create something unique and complex. It comes in 3 sizes: Grand Toro 6x58, 6 1/4 by 52 Toro, and 5x54 Robusto. Look for them in stores. Enjoy.
One more time.
Hi, Terrence Riley here with Aganorsa Leaf. Proud to introduce our Aganorsa Leaf Maduro. This is a rich, chocolatey blend, incredibly complex. It's our expression of a San Andreas Maduro wrapper. We use our Aganorsa Leaf fillers and binders to round out this blend to create something unique and complex. It comes in 3 sizes: Grand Toro 6x58, 6 1/4 by 52 Toro, and 5x54 Robusto. Look for them in stores. Enjoy.
All right, Terrence, thank you very much for sharing with us. And feel free to grab yourself something as you go out the green room. Wow. Wow. Oh, here's the thing. Aganorsa binder and filler from Nicaragua. Mexican San Andreas wrapper. One of the things I love about Mexican San Andreas, well, I was big on Cameroon from Africa because Cameroon wrapper was toothy, had them little bumps on it, and that was before Mexican San Andreas really exploded. And everybody started running Mexican San Andreas, and Mexican San Andreas is even toothier. But here's the thing about Mexican San Andreas is it has different grades. And it's not they're good to bad. Like this is the A grade, this is the D grade, and this and that. It's different grades of toothiness. Toothiness is, you can see it on the wrapper, usually little white dots, and they're little oil pockets of flavor, and the oil is the flavor producer, right? I'm not saying they're zits, don't say that. But when you get that blast of flavor, you get that pepperiness, that ruggedness, that savageness, that aggression. And some grades have a lot of toothiness. Some grades have less toothiness. And so you're thinking, okay, then the grade with all the toothiness is the best grade and the rest just are subpar. Absolutely not. Because when you put them in the hands of a master blender, like the people at Aganorsa, they know what the binder and filler is going to be, and they say, okay, we need to add a little bit of this, or we need to crank it up to 11 and rip the knob off. And it's in that discipline, that intentionality of choosing which grade of Mexican San Andreas you use really makes a difference in the balance. You know, one thing I've learned, a couple things I've learned about Aganorsa over the past year and a half since I really dove into Aganorsa, is Aganorsa is all about balance. Their flavor profiles are all over the place. They really are. They're a kaleidoscope of flavor profiles. The spectrum is from one end to the other, right? But they're all balanced. If they want to make a spicy, peppery cigar, they're going to do it where it's not just all pepper, it's not just all aggression. It has your leathers, it has your espresso notes, it has your minerality, it has your other things, and then it throws in something like a cedar or something. And then when they have a lighter expression, it's not just light. They add in a little bit of kick to it so that it's not just one note and boring. Even in their puros, where there's a possibility that because it's all came from the same place, it all tastes kind of like the same. They're very, very similar. They still find ways to massage out different flavors to where it is a rounded out flavor, a rounded out profile. And so in this Mexican San Andreas, you do get the pepper. You do. You get the minerality and turned earth. You get notes of espresso and barrel char, which you would expect at some levels of strength in any Mexican San Andreas. Those would be the notes that usually are pronounced. If you were a master blender, you're sitting down, you say, hey, I want something that's got this and this and this. Let's grab some MSA first, Mexican San Andreas. Let's grab some MSA and let's throw some stuff with it and blend it out and figure it out. But there's also that quality of leather. There's a little bit of cedar. There's a little bit of, and this is rare for a blend with the Mexican San Andreas, and I really like it. There's a grassy hay kind of thing going on. Not like a Candela, but more of a drier, a drier grass kind of thing, a dusty, grassy thing, which doesn't sound like something. If I was going to a buffet and it said, this tastes like dusty grass, I'd be like, no, thank you. But put in balance with other things as a subtlety, it really rounds out the flavors so that you really get to experience the whole symphony instead of soloist. Construction. Another thing I've noticed about Aganorsa, their construction's on point. This is a box press. It's a big box press. And the problem that you can have with a box press is that because it's going to be pressed and squared out, you're going to have the potentiality of different parts of the cigar to be pinched tight. The tobacco is going to be closer together, which means it's not going to burn as well and it's not going to draw as well. And you really have to be on your game, and you have to figure it out. How long does this tobacco need to be box pressed? How much pressure does this tobacco need to give you that square box press but not choke it down? And different blends are different things because different tobaccos are different thicknesses. And the density of which you roll for your blend makes a difference in how you're going to box press it. Yeah, I'm not a pretty face, but I'm not dumb either. I've sat around people who are very, very smart, kept my mouth shut, and listened, and I've got to hear them. I don't know any of this stuff. If I had to roll a cigar, I'd advise you not to smoke it because it would be a mess. But I can appreciate art at an art museum, and I can appreciate master blenders sitting around listening to them talk, and tobacco men like Terrence and like Fabian and others, and hearing their passion and their wisdom, their knowledge, and asking good questions. And the good question I would have for you right now is, have you tried it yet? Yes, I have a follow-up question. If you haven't, why not? And a side question, if you have, what do you think? If you've tried all 4 of the La Validatin series, the Habano, the Corojo, the Connecticut, the Maduro, which one was your favorite and why? I would love for you to leave me a comment. And I'm going to tell you something. We just dropped the second video today, and somebody made a comment about they got a box of this or a box of that. And the actual Aganorsa account asked them a question. So they're looking, which scares me half to death. Because I'm a goob. I just said I wasn't great, and I just said I wasn't good. That's probably not the best advertising. But then again, there is truth in it. And the truth is, I put this heifer in my rotation. And the truth is, there's not one of those cigars that I did not enjoy and I did not appreciate. And the truth is that every blend was a balanced blend, and every blend was different. And every blend was Aganorsa. Get you some, try you some. Leave me some comments. Do your job. You got a job to do. I ain't paying you. It's free. You're volunteer. So volunteer your comments. I'll see you later. Later, Tater.